Right now at noon, 2 workers in eastern Wisconsin, along with a suspect, are dead. The latest on the workplace shooting in Oconomowoc. And shootings at several spas in Georgia have left 8 people dead and a suspect in custody as investigators search for a motive.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Police in Oconomowoc say 3 people are dead following a workplace shooting at a Roundy's distribution warehouse. Our Adam Duxter is live on the scene with the very latest. Adam?
Police in Oconomowoc say they responded to the warehouse last night around 10:30 for a call of a possible industrial accident, but say when they got here, say they found 2 victims non-responsive and with no pulse. And shortly after that, police say they ID'd a possible suspect vehicle a couple dozen miles away from here. And after a chase and a crash, say the suspect inside of that car took their own life. Now, as for the scene here, it still remains active. Police still holding this investigation. But in a statement, Roundy's spokesperson says they offer their thoughts, prayers, and support to the families of those involved, and say this facility will remain closed until an investigation is complete. Now, the supermarket distribution warehouse here, Roundy's, employs about 1,000 people itself, but again, all 1,000 of those people are outside of the building now, and it's no time telling how long it's going to take for us to get a little bit more details from police.
All right, Adam Duxter reporting live in Oconomowoc. Thank you, Adam. Atlanta police are questioning a 21-year-old man accused of killing 8 people and wounding another in a shooting spree at 3 spas in the Atlanta area. Authorities say it is still too soon to determine the motive, but the suspect has told them he had frequented the spas in the past. Mark Strassman has the latest from Atlanta.
Yesterday was a tragic day across our state.
The shooting spree began around 5 p.m. Monday at Young's Asian Massage Parlor in Cherokee County, 30 miles north of Atlanta. 2 victims died at the scene, 2 more at the hospital. Less than an hour later, police were called to Gold Spa, where police say 3 women who appeared to be Asian had been shot and killed.
While at that location, we received another call across the street at shots fired.
That location was aromatherapy spa, where another victim, who also appeared to be an Asian woman, died.
Well, it's just unfortunate. It's not really making any sense how this happens at a massage spa.
A manhunt began for the suspect, seen in surveillance footage driving a black Hyundai earlier in the day.
Georgia State Patrol troopers performed the pit maneuver, which caused the vehicle to spin out of control.
Officers later captured 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long, 150 miles south of Atlanta.
He does claim that it was not racially motivated. He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as something that allows him to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate.
Overnight, the South Korean Foreign Ministry told CBS News that 4 of the victims were of Korean descent. And various advocacy groups say these shootings will only heighten fears among Asian Americans across the country. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Atlanta.
And authorities believe Long may have been heading to Florida to carry out more attacks. One group is calling for immediate action, even though we don't know for sure that this is a hate crime. In a statement, the group Stop Asian American and Pacific Islander Hate says there have been nearly 3,800 reports of hate incidents in the U.S. since March of last year. President Biden singled out violence and hate against Asian Americans during his primetime speech to the nation last week. A cloudy and chilly start to your Wednesday. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first warn forecast. A little raw out there.
Yeah, it really is. We're cold, we're chilly, it's windy, and there are a couple of snowflakes mixing in when the showers come down. So certainly a raw day. Here's Doppler track right now. It gives you the impression that we're just getting in on this round of snow, sure. But most of that comes down mixed with some rain. So this is the Edgewater Sky Camera right now. You may be able to see a couple of flakes, but for the most part, this is a true wintry mix coming down. Our temperature is above freezing at 33. You see where that warmer air is, 36 in Janesville right now. Still lots of spots that are in the 30s. As we look ahead, the expectation is that temperatures will warm up closer to the 40-degree mark, and as we continue to warm up, we'll see more and more of this come down as just liquid rain. But a raw, cold day for sure, Mark. Once we get beyond this system, there's a great weekend in store before we begin to track what could be the first true heavy rainmaker of the spring season into early next week.
Active period, that's for sure. All right, Chris, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. A Milwaukee judge is being held in the Dane County Jail on tentative charges of possession of child pornography. The State Department of Justice says that Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Brett Bloom was arrested yesterday following an investigation into multiple uploads of child pornography. The DOJ said a criminal complaint is expected to be filed later today. Investigators linked the uploads of child porn to Bloom, and they then obtained a search warrant for his chambers, his vehicle, and his residences in Milwaukee and Dane counties. Nearly 13% of Wisconsinites have completed their vaccine series. DHS data shows that nearly 739,000 residents have been fully vaccinated. Over 22%, or 1.3 million Wisconsinites, have received at least one dose of the vaccine. And in Dane County, over 85,000 residents are completely vaccinated. More than a dozen states are reporting a rise in cases, though. 14 states reported double-digit increases in cases this week compared to last. Half of those states saw the number of cases jump by more than 20%. And in Michigan, cases rose by 50%. However, nationwide, the numbers of new coronavirus cases continue to decline. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention projects 554,000 to 574,000 could die from the virus by April 10th. Members of the White House COVID response team are testifying about coronavirus vaccination efforts, while the former president is also encouraging Americans to get their shots.
I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of those people voted for me, frankly. But, you know, again, we have our freedoms, and we have to live by that, and I agree with that also. But it's a great vaccine, it's a safe vaccine, and it's something that works.
So far, about 12% of the U.S. population has been fully vaccinated. A judge has dismissed 2 jurors who had been seated for the trial of a former Minneapolis police officer in George Floyd's death. Judge Peter Cahill acted Wednesday after recalling 7 jurors for fresh questioning over fears that they'd been tainted by the city's announcement last week of a $27 million settlement to Floyd's family. Former Officer Derek Chauvin's attorney had requested the recall. He's also requested a delay in the trial, which Cahill is considering. Cahill has set opening statements for March 29th at the earliest, but dismissal of some of the jurors already seated risk impairing that date. The Biden administration is struggling to deal with a migrant surge at the border with Mexico and rushing to house some 13,000 unaccompanied minors. Congressional Republicans say the administration unlawfully froze the border wall funding and is making the situation even worse. The Homeland Security Secretary says that most adults and families are turned away under a pandemic-related health rule, but not children arriving alone.
We are working around the clock to manage it, and it will take time, but we will not waver in our commitment to succeed.
The Biden administration has created chaos where there was order, and the only way we'll ever be able to sit down with our Democratic colleagues is for us to regain control of the border.
In Dallas, the convention center opens its doors today to as many as 3,000 teenage boys. The Dallas facility could remain open for 3 months or longer. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
One COVID-19 vaccine maker hints at a post-pandemic price hike, and it's another round of virtual luck this St. Patrick's Day. I'm Diane King Hall at the CBS Broadcast Center. Of those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
Oh, baby, I have sinned. Baby, this is my last confession. You know I've never been no good. But when I'm with you, it feels like heaven. I'm begging for mercy, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
The time is right to do something nice for your home. Why not replace your gutters with LeafGuard, the only gutter system that has earned the Good Housekeeping seal of approval? Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. LeafGuard's patented one-piece seamless design keeps leaves and debris out, which means no more clogs, guaranteed. LeafGuard carries a lifetime warranty, so your home's foundation will be protected forever, and our customers couldn't be happier.
They're the best. I don't have to worry about the gutters getting clogged up with the seeds, the branches, the dirt, the roof sheddings, and it's just one less worry for me.
And right now, save big on your new LeafGuard brand gutter system and get some incredible extras. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, get free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
Get the max out of your tax refund at iMart Express. With 2 pairs starting under $40, you'll spend less on the have-tos and keep more for the want-tos. Our prices won't break the bank. Your tax refund goes further at iMart Express.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo has a question for you. Have you ever bought a piece of furniture in a box and then had to put it together yourself? We know it's not fun. At McGann's, everything is professionally inspected and assembled before pickup or delivery. Goodbye headaches, and there's no extra charge for assembly. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in soon and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
Pfizer is weighing a post-pandemic vaccine price hike. Speaking at a recent healthcare conference, the company says its current pricing is driven by the pandemic climate and the urgency of governments needing doses of its coronavirus vaccine. But top brass say that could change once the pandemic calms and the healthcare environment shifts. AstraZeneca remains in the crosshairs of European medical regulators as they review the safety of its vaccine. Both Italy and France say they are ready to restart inoculations if they get the green light. They are among more than a dozen European countries that paused AstraZeneca shots after about 30 reports of severe blood clots out of 17 million people vaccinated. Remote work listings in the U.S. have more than doubled in the past year. According to Indeed.com, ads offering remote work as an option accounted for nearly 7% of total job postings last month. That's up from just under 3% of ads in January of 2020. And another year of alternative St. Patrick's Day celebrations. According to the National Retail Federation, only 10% of Americans will toast the Irish at a restaurant or bar this year. 13% said they would pour a pint at a private gathering, but the luck still lives on. More than 40% of respondents said they will still cook up an Irish-style dinner. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to CBSMoneyWatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial's up 78 points. The NASDAQ, though, down 145. The S&P 500 is off about 17. Well, despite warnings from health officials, more people are taking to the skies to get where they're going. The Transportation Security Administration has screened more than 1 million people at airports for 6 straight days. That's a streak not even seen during the peak holiday season. More than 7.5 million people have passed through U.S. airports since Thursday. Strawberries once again top the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen fruits and vegetables list with the highest levels of pesticide residues. Collard and mustard greens joined the 2021 list, sharing the number 3 spot with kale. Bell and hot peppers also joined this year's list at number 10. The list by the nonprofit group is based on samples from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Food and Drug Administration. Its Clean 15 list ranks the fruits and veggies with the least amount of pesticide residue. Avocados tops that list for 2021, followed by sweet corn and pineapple. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a cloudy and cool day with some scattered showers around the area. Meteorologist Chris Reese has more in your first warn forecast next.
Tonight on CBS, the competition heats up on an all-new Tough as Nails, followed by the CBS special, A Grammy Salute to the Sounds of Change. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
Celebrate Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale with our biggest scratch and save event ever. Come in today for special buys and doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, no interest financing for 60 months. Then stop in store for your scratch off card and win exclusive bonus offers. Ashley Home Store.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Joe Parisi knows that people in our community sometimes lack basic needs like food and shelter.
Joe Parisi partnered with local schools to build the only school-based mental health program of its kind in the state.
Joe Parisi has preserved thousands of acres that the public can enjoy forever.
That's why he brings nonprofits and people together to solve those problems.
Thank you, Joe, for caring about the well-being of our children.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe, for your commitment to preserving green spaces that we can all get outside and play in.
Celebrate Furniture and Appliance Mart's Anniversary Appliance Blowout. Shop in-store or online and save up to 43% off in-stock special buys, like side-by-side fridges for $849 and special no-interest financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Lee and I are getting ready for March Madness by eating some super spicy wings.
Oh, yeah. See who can handle the heat in our first ever News 3 Now this morning Wing Challenge. We'll see you starting at 4:30.
A sewer backup destroyed a disabled Janesville veteran's basement.
This isn't my fault.
After the city refused to pay for damages, local businesses and community members saw our investigative report and are stepping up to help. That's why News 3 Now investigates. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blain's Farm and Fleet.
And Pam Yaki from the Midwest Farm Report is out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. Time now for the weather. Chris is over in the Weather Center. We do not have the luck of the Irish in the weather department today.
Whew, not necessarily anywhere across the country either. We're talking a severe weather outbreak throughout southern parts of the country that are unlike what have been seen in several years. It is rare that you get a high risk. We always say we have a level 1 out of 5 or a level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. Across the deep south today, they have a level 5 out of 5 in the areas that you see shaded in the pink. In particular, the danger is for tornadoes developing this afternoon. We could see an outbreak of significant, very long-lived and dangerous tornadoes throughout the southern part of the country. So if you're a weather fanatic at all, you'll probably be staying tuned to the news as we go through tonight. But even if you aren't, you will likely hear about this in tomorrow morning's headlines as the weather continues to be just absolutely rough there. We are, in the meantime, on the northern side of this very system where things are quiet and much cooler as well. Here we are in Madison, some light rain coming down. We've warmed up to 33 degrees so far this afternoon. The light rain and the clouds are keeping things at least a little bit cooler. However, we do have the chance to warm up to 40 today. We're going to watch these turn off here in just a bit. Now, you look at radar, and it looks like we would have a lot of snow coming down. But here's what's happening. That snow is very close to the ground, and then it melts just before it actually gets to the point where we can see it. So our radar beam from Milwaukee, the Earth is curved, so your radar beam gets higher up in the sky as it goes out. So it's scanning all of the snow falling out of the clouds that's melting and becoming rain by the time it gets to us. That being said, keep that umbrella if you're headed out. Yes, you're going to want the jacket and coat because these wet roads and just the cloudy gray weather is something we're going to be dealing with for a little bit. 36 in Janesville right now. Basketball also at 36. We're at 34 in Viroqua. With the northerly wind, we're staying cooler, but here's what happens as we go through time. We warm up to about 40. Here we are at 5:30. And we still have at least a couple of showers out here, but they start to move to the south. And they'll continue to work their way southward as we move into tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, the clouds start to break up. Temperatures top out right around 46 or so. So not too shabby. Beyond that, we really begin to focus on early next week. All the model data still points towards a heavy rainmaker coming our way Tuesday and into Wednesday, and that could likely add up. We're still trying to figure out where the heaviest axis of rain is going to be, but still, it looks like we could be talking a 1 to 3 inch rainfall event by the time we get you towards the start of the next work week. Still 4 days away, though, so this is now your first warn. We're still giving you the heads up about the possibility of what's to come, but today will be followed by sunshine once we get beyond all that cloud cover that's out there. 48 for Friday, 53 for Saturday, 59 on Sunday. We did bring the temperatures down just a smidge for earlier next week. Initially, we had their forecast right around 60 there, but given the higher potential to see some heavy rain around here, the lightning and the thunder, that's going to keep our temperature just a little bit cooler, Mark.
All right. Good weekend, though, coming up.
It's going to be a great weekend. It's almost a tale of two different situations where we're a little cold and wintry now. That beautiful weekend is going to be the break before we turn warm and stormy.
All right. Thank you, Chris. There's more to come on News 3 Now and Noon. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We're having a St. Patty's Day celebration right here in the Test Kitchen. And you're invited. Just make sure you bring your appetite.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Minwax makes it so easy to make wood beautiful. Once you get started, you won't want to stop. Keep on finishing with Minwax, America's #1 selling interior stain. Get it at Menards.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
So much time at home. I need new furniture.
Dylan, it's Slumberland's Build Your Room sale. Look what you can get for just $20, $30, or $40 a month. How about a dining room for just $20 a month?
I'm more of a pizza in front of the TV kind of guy. Recliners. I've always wanted a couple of those.
How about two of these for just $30 a month when you spend $1,800 and pay no interest for 5 years?
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Every child, no matter their zip code, should have access to a great public education. As a former teacher and superintendent, I know what it takes. I've led schools to high student achievement, I've expanded preschool, and I've balanced budgets. My opponent can't be trusted. She's backed by Scott Walker, and she tried to cover up a $500,000 financial scandal. Our kids deserve better. I'm Jill Underly. As state superintendent, I'll always do what's best for our kids.
Life in the 608 is all about how you live it, and there's plenty of inspiration.
They call me the Ice Whisperer.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind.
There's just an energy to the city that I really love.
Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
2 more, here we go. And up and forward, awesome, 1 more.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Happy St. Patty's Day. For many of us, today we'll be cooking up corned beef and cabbage. But this year, instead of serving up the typical boiled potatoes with it, how about serving an Irish favorite called boxty, which are potato pancakes like you've never had before. To make them, we boil a good amount of potatoes until they're tender, and we drain them really well. While they cool, we grate some more potatoes and toss those into our potatoes that we've just mashed, along with a chopped onion, flour, and some salt and pepper. After that's mixed, we stir in an egg and a bit of milk. Now we spoon this into a hot skillet, and when both sides are golden, they're done. As a matter of fact, these are so good there's an Irish limerick that goes hand in hand with them. Boxty on the griddle, boxty in the pan. If you can't make boxty, you'll never get a man. Now, I'm not sure if I agree with that, but I will tell you that these are easy to fall in love with. Maybe serve them with our mushroom onion stout gravy and dig in. To get the recipe for boxty and the gravy to serve over them for St. Patty's Day or any other night, all you have to do is go online. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an Irishman's favorite way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. The White House has added a little pop of green into its prestigious property in honor of St. Patrick's Day. The water in the fountain on the White House's north lawn was dyed green today. It happens every year to commemorate the cultural celebration. President Biden will take part in several events in honor of the day. First, he attended a St. Patrick's Day Mass at his church in Wilmington, Delaware. He'll also host a virtual meeting with Ireland's Prime Minister and take part in a traditional Shamrock Bowl ceremony. Little pop of green there in front of the White House. Chris?
Hey, some green coming down outside, although radar shows up blue. But nonetheless, we are getting some rain showers right now. Those get ready to turn off as we go through the next couple of hours. But we're still just going to be dreary, damp, and raw for a little bit. Temperatures top out at 40 at their warmest. But we warm up tomorrow. 46 for that high on Thursday, 48 on Friday. And that's when the sun works its way on back into town in full swing with the sunshine for Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, we're close to 60. We are watching a heavy rain event possible early next week. Stay tuned to the forecast on that one as we fine-tune those numbers.
All right, Chris, thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, happy St. Patrick's Day. Have a great afternoon.